Hey y'all, this is the print that I shared with you that I said I was going to work on this weekend. So I've mentioned before how much I like Procreate. So this is something that I actually created digitally in Procreate. So I really love the look of mixed media art, but I don't always love how it looks when I make it traditionally. So instead, I have been testing how we can make it look like traditional mixed media, but doing it on a digital platform like Procreate. And so this is what I created. And my thought behind this particular design was that I wanted to do something that is sharing with friends. So it will be a gift that I can share with a friend. So I'm gonna share this print in the group so that you're welcome to use it if you'd like to make one as well. So I started with just a piece of wood. I'm not real thrilled with the quality of this. I ordered these from Amazon and it's okay, but it's not great. But for this is, a test. So you're testing this with me. So the first thing I did was I painted it. I bought some gold, shimmering gold metallic paint. So I'll include the links to these items as well. So I did that and this has dried. And now I'm going to take this and I want to tear it. So the first thing I want to do is get the paper wet, and I'm hoping that it is going to tear for me okay. If it doesn't, it may be that we want to think about using a different type of paper. I did buy some rice paper, but I just don't know if rice paper is going to give me the quality and the depth of the color that I want. And so I'm going to try this and just see like how nicely will this, yeah, see that? That's awesome. So you're testing this with me. So I am just going to tear this because I don't want an evenly cut edge. I want to have something that looks a little bit more artsy. So by getting the paper wet, it's tearing very easily. And I printed this out. So this piece of wood is 5 by 7. So I made this be just a little bit smaller. So you can see, and I painted the whole thing, even though I know that we're going to cover most of it, because I didn't want it to be obvious. Like, I wasn't sure how much this is going to show through, and I didn't want it to be obvious, like where it stops. So I just painted the whole thing. Okay, so you can see now this is going to fit here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got some Mod Podge. So, and I love these little cups. I've got a ton of these little cups from Amazon. And then we're just going to paint this on here. And I'm not being fussy. I think part of creating art is the beauty of not being fussy. I tend to be fussy everywhere else in my life. Very picky about, everything in its place, etc. And so when I'm creating art, it feels kind of good to not be that way. And then I'm going to paint the back of my paper. And I probably should be letting this dry where I got the paper wet. But again, I'm being less than picky today, so I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, I'm gonna pop this on here. And I just printed this out with my regular inkjet printer. And then I've got some of these things that I got. I got these on Amazon too, I think. So I'll look for the link for you. So I'm just using this to make sure that we're stuck down there real well. Oop. And then we'll go over the top of it. So you can see this is a real quick, real quick, easy. So I painted it earlier this morning, but it doesn't take long at all for acrylic paint to dry. So, I mean, really, if you wanted to not even have to wait, you could just use a hairdryer and it would be dry in a couple of minutes. And for this coat too, if you wanted to, you could use a hairdryer. But I'm gonna let it dry naturally, and I'm seeing like a little bit of a, there we go. And I'm gonna just kind of bring it around the edges so that the shine is the same on the frame on the outside. So I'm just So I'm thinking I'm going to visit a very good friend of mine later this month. I can't wait. I've never done something like this before. I don't think ever, to like just take a trip by myself to see a girlfriend, or I guess I did, gosh, maybe 15 years ago. I went and visited my best friend from college, Cobber. But I haven't done it since. I don't know why, but I'm working on correcting that. So I'm going to see my dear friend. I'm not gonna say her name in case she sees this, although she'll probably figure it out, because I'm thinking that this is like a little gift I could bring to her, right? So going to see a friend. She is going to be entertaining me for the weekend. We're also going to go surprise another friend while I'm there. And so I thought this might be like a sweet gift to bring to her. So I'm going to let this dry and then we'll continue. And what I'm thinking is I've got this twine. So I'm thinking I'm going to tie a bow around it at some point. I got to figure out where though, because I don't want to cover up any of the artwork. So I probably should have thought of that when I was designing this, knowing that I was going to want to do this. So I may or may not end up doing that, but my thought was to take this, and then I ordered some, I love hearts, so I ordered some heart, hi Bernie, I ordered some heart, hi, Bernie has come to join us, some heart charms, and what I had thought was that I would take some twine and tie it around it with a heart charm, and then I bought some little easels, so it can be like a little tabletop decoration. So we're going to let this dry, and then we will come back and finish it up. Okay, we are dry. It didn't take long at all for this to dry. And I've got my twine here. And I think I'm going to just wrap it around. And then, let's see. So I've dumped my hearts in here. And I'm just gonna pick one. And then we wanna make sure we get this in a way that it's gonna stay where we want it to be, right? So I think before I put the heart on here, I think I'm gonna kind of tie this so that way the heart has a place that it's gonna stay where I want it to stay. We'll find out, right? testing this together. So now if I pop this little heart in here, hopefully my twine is gonna fit through this heart. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so let's see how we want this to sit. I almost feel like I want it to hang down a little bit like this. So let's see if we can convince it to do that. Let's see if I go under here first and then through here, trying to outsmart it a bit so it does what I want it to do as far as how it hangs here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna, looks like I need to take this one down around under. So just kind of play with it so you get it to sit the way you want it to sit. I'm going to tie it again. Okay, and now you can see it's going to sit there with a nice pretty heart on it. Okay, and then I've got this easel. Let's see if you can see that. So it will now sit, as you can see. Let's see if you can see that. Perfect. Quick, easy project. It cost less than $10, right, to make. And it gives you something special to share with a friend. So one of the great ways that we can spread joy, and I don't know if you can see the words on this in the video, but it says friendship is the seed, gratitude is the water, and love is the blossom. So I hope you enjoyed this video.